Hi and welcome to the 5-Minute Business Boost, where you get to choose your 5-minute investment. I'm your host, Sam Hicks, and I'll be discussing topics under the headings of business development, marketing, photography, and much more. Welcome to today's episode of the 5-Minute Business Boost. Today I want to dive into unlikely partners and what can we as small businesses learn from collaboration. And today I'm going to pick on Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, because I don't know about you, people that are listening to this. It's the most unlikely partnership ever. And the first time I learned about it, I thought, surely I must be dreaming. But for some reason it works. So let's see if we can unpack this a little bit. So when you picture a dynamic business duo, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg might not be the first pair to come to mind. And yet, for nearly 2 decades, the domestic goddess and the hip-hop legend have served as perhaps pop culture's most effective example of a creative collaboration. Their partnership offers a wealth of lessons for small businesses looking to thrive by embracing difference, amplifying brand authenticity, and daring to work with unexpected allies. Now, a little bit of a backstory. Not everybody's going to know who these two are. Most may. So really it's about two icons and how they've brought their two worlds together, and they're quite different. Martha is the original lifestyle entrepreneur. She's built a powerful brand by embodying elegance, resourcefulness, big word for me, and an eye for perfection. Starting with a catering business in her own kitchen, she grew her empire into publishing, media, and a broad array of lifestyle products, and always projecting confidence, capability, and drawing in on that Polish American resilience. Snoop Dogg, whose real name, and I learned something new with this rabbit hole that I've gone down in the last couple of days about these two, his real name is Calvin Broadus Jr., and he stems from the West Coast and a bit of a rap pioneer and cultural innovator. He parlayed his global music fame into entrepreneurship spanning cannabis, beverages and TV. And despite a tough upbringing, he's become known for his humour, his warmth and his unmistakable personal style. I mean, who doesn't know the crib walk? Anyway, so the surprising friendship and its projects. Their working partnership, as I've researched, began back in 2008, and when Snoop was a guest on Martha's TV show, This Is How They Met, the world watched as they swapped recipes and jokes, instantly generating some buzz and delight. Since then, their joint ventures have included VH1, Martha and Snoop's Potluck Dinner Party, which was a quirky hit cooking show, bringing together their celebrity friends and two very different audiences. Product collaborations, so this includes from designing their own Bic lighters to launching viral Best Buds bags, and this duo have created many items that just seem to fly off the shelves. They've done commercials and appearances together. You know, they've starred in unforgettable ads, hosted the Puppy Bowl, and continually surprise the public with their humour and their on-screen chemistry, which is also off-screen too. And who would have forgotten the 2024 Paris Olympic Games? The duo become a viral sensation by attending equestrian events in matching riding outfits, delivering playful commentary and sharing their signature dynamic with a global audience. Their dynamic once again proved irresistible to viewers and brands alike. And in the wake of that Olympic appearance, this has heightened public interest and I think has translated into some really cool new endorsement opportunities and branded collaborations. Who would have thought? So, lessons in collaboration for small businesses. Number one, I think the most important one is unlikely partnerships can spark innovation. Martha and Snoop couldn't be more different, and yet they show that true innovation flourishes at the intersection of diverse talents and backgrounds. And when you collaborate with somebody on a completely different viewpoint, you introduce that unpredictability and that fresh idea and a broader reach to your business. Well, indeed, both businesses. So number 2 lesson is really to stay true to your brand, and you need to do this always. Neither of these 2 characters have changed their own essence to fit the partnership. Martha is still always meticulous and stylish. Snoop is his super cool, candid and witty self. Instead of diluting their brands, which they could have done, they found a way to amplify them together. And really, your brand strength lies in that consistency. And you need to bring that real self to the table, and don't try to be somebody else if you're not. I mean, look back at the equestrian. They both admitted how little they knew about equestrian. Snoop even less than Martha. But, people warmed to that. Collaboration is a 2-way street. So Martha learned negotiation and market trend spotting from Snoop, and Snoop learned about retail strategy and licensing from Martha. So these genuine partnerships allowed both of them to grow, teach each other and learn from that. So you need to show that curiosity, you need to stay humble, and you need to welcome insights from those outside your unusual circle or your usual circle. You can imagine those 2 coming together and all the team that work around them going, what about this and what about that? There would have been some great meetings, preferably over food or with music in the background, however they did, but it all came together. Number 4, shared value wins audiences. So their projects, from the TV show to the branded products, always offers value, just not spectacle. They deliver entertainment, good food, humour, and sometimes heartfelt life lessons. And as a small business, you can centre your collaborations around mutual value for your combined audiences. You just have to think about that. Number 5, and I think this is a really good part of these lessons, and there's only 6, so we're nearly done, but you've got to have a bit of a laugh, people. Laughter is a cornerstone of their connection. Mutual respect, playfulness, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability make them very relatable. It almost breaks down those barriers with any audience, whether it be old or new. And, you can't let that stop your personality show through, okay? So you can't be afraid. Don't be afraid to let that personality come through in your business dealings, because people are more likely to remember and trust brands that feel human. Remember that word that we use in marketing, authenticity. So you've got to be authentic. Can't even say it. Authentic. Reinvention and resilience matter. So this is number 6. Both Martha and Snoop have faced scandals and setbacks. You only have to watch her bio doc. You only have to read articles about Snoop and you'll know what I'm talking about. And yet they've built their reputations through bold reinvention. And I think the key has been transparent storytelling and keeping their core brand values intact. And small businesses, we all need to do that, especially in tough times. So, branding lessons straight from Martha and Snoop. And it's that word authenticity above all. Each of those 2 lovable characters remains true to their voice and their audience. They understand who their audiences are. And this is a vital reminder for all of us as business owners to stick to what you're best at, even while growing in new directions. And trust me, I know it's like herding fish, people. I know, I'm hearing you, but we need to also look for that synergy when we're talking collaborations, not the sameness. You want to find people, yes, that you're compatible with and that, you've got a similar brand ethos and values and all those things, but, you're looking at something that might be a personal strength that will match in, And I think that's what Snoop and Martha do well. Their co-branded work leverages from both their personal strengths. And that trick isn't to meet in the middle, but to let each brand shine independently and together at the same time. Tricky, I know. Expand by surprise. So their show connected Martha's followers to Snoop's world and vice versa. And it created that crossover appeal and trust that neither could have done alone. Very strategic, well-matched collaborations can open doors beyond your usual market. And these guys showed us how to do that. So the other thing is they leveraged off their strengths, combining Martha's operational expertise and visual polish with Snoop's ability to keep it real and spot trends has created viral products, memorable entertainment, and really a friendship that feels genuine to millions. And it is real. You only have to ask either one of them through the media. You've seen their response and their mutual respect for each other. Bringing it home for small business. Okay, so this is about tidying it up now as we close this episode. So whether or not you're running a cafe or launching a product or advertising startups, the Stewart Snoop model, as we'll call it, love that, will show that less successful collaborations. And really, you've got to remain authentic. You've got to embrace your differences, not the same. Focus on complementary skills and markets. Never lose your sense of humour. You've got to have fun with these things and look for learning, just not marketing. And to stay competitive. It's a big world out there and there's so many of us, but it's about us as small business owners who dare to partner outside our comfort zones, but while staying true to our roots. This can unlock exponential possibilities and opportunities. If Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg can be best buds and businesses alike and business allies, think of what you could do with someone refreshingly different. So as you're doing your business thing today, think about potential collabs. Until then, next time, cheerio. Thanks for listening to the 5-Minute Business Boost. For more information, follow me on socials, sign up for my newsy, or check out my website to see how we can work together to reach your small business goals. Remember, anything is possible, especially in the northeast of Victoria. Until next time, cheerio.